Welcome, everybody, to one of the hottest new podcasts out there, Jets Afterburners. And again, here I am, New York Jets Stand 16. There's Liam, and there's the third guest. This is the trio. This is what we got here. The Taylor.
The Taylor.
The Taylor. That's right, man. The Taylor. Wow, this is what it takes these days to convince outside free agents to come in and sign with the New York Jets. I mean, what kind of world are we living? And I want everything about it.
Well, you got to think that sandwich, that deli has got to name that sandwich the NYJ Matt now. They have to. They absolutely have to. And I'm surprised that that's what it took to get Mike Williams and not somebody like a Tyron Smith. I mean, like the big boys weren't eating. This is a wide receiver we're talking about, not a big boy.
Definitely. So. I mean, what do you give now to Clowney when he comes in? Like you gotta step up your game at this point, right? In order to get him.
I think he needs like a hungry man.
Yes.
Or like, I don't know, maybe we set him some Long Island pizza or something like that. Some Jersey
Oh my
pizza.
God. He'll end his career here. He'll have like maybe a 20-year contract here without a doubt. But now, all serious business, we got ourselves our wide receiver 2. And if he can stay healthy, I think that's part of the incentives. They weren't explicit yet on what they were, unless it came out now and people know about it, but it did not come out yet. So I would have to think that part of it is being healthy, right? I mean, I hate to say it. I don't want to be like the negative Nancy in the room, but he's got to be healthy. And if he is healthy, damn, man, what a lethal offense we got, especially what we're going to be doing at 10. But we're going to get that there a little bit later. We're enjoying this. We're enjoying that we finally have a wide receiver, not 2. This is wide receiver 1A. And if you think about our history, you keep going back. That's where the success of the Jets were. Think of it. With Namath, you had Maynard and Sauer. In the 80s, you had Wesley Walker, Al Toon. Then you had Keyshawn and Crabette. Then you had Lavernius Cole, Santana Moss. Then you had Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker. Am I missing anyone, Jet fan? Am I missing another duo that we're like, yo, you forgot these other 2? And now we got Garrett Wilson and this freak. When he's healthy, he does crazy acrobatic kind of catches. So
I think you missed one.
I think I did.
Rashad Perryman.
That's the guy.
Rashad Perryman and Chris Hogan.
No. No, Armand hit it off. Braylon Edwards and Santonio Holmes. Oh my goodness.
I can't see any chat right now. So I mean I could try.
Jericho Cotchery. I mean, I'm talking about tandems. And yeah, Jericho Cotchery was part of it as well. Man, that was such a great receiving crew if you think about it. But now we have a new receiving crew. And what I want to throw out there is Lazard still going to be a Jet? Is it? I get it. Yes, not a lot of teams are going to want to take on his contract, but kind of, he kind of falls into that whole Zach Wilson thing. If we send them off, we would have to tag on a draft pick or whatnot. Is Lazard still a Jet? At the end of the day, is he still a Jet?
Yes. I don't think he's going anywhere, especially with Aaron Rodgers coming back, because Aaron Rodgers is his buddy. And to be fair, Allen Lazard's had his best career so far with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is going to say, I know how to elevate him. I know how to bring the best out of this guy. Don't give up on him just yet. And at the end of the year, the guarantees for his deal is over. His total deal is 4 years, $44 million.
Right.
I believe it's 2 years, $22 million guaranteed. So at the end of this season, they could move on from him if they had to.
Which brings up a great point. Last year, we drafted Will McDonald with Bryce Huff entering his last year. And we're like, we're having way too many defensive ends here. Now, at 10, we could say, you know what? After this year, Lazar's gone, and even Mike Williams might be gone. Let's go get a Neighbors or an Adunze. 2 players, outstanding, home run. Yes, I get it based off potential, but that is, I think, the thinking process as well. As much as I want Brock Bowers, you know how I feel about him. That's my guy.
Yes.
Like I want him beyond any other player in this draft. You're gonna call me crazy. I want him more than Marvin Harrison Jr., which I think it was Daniel Jeremiah earlier today. He was like, the Jets can trade to 5 and draft Marvin Harrison Jr., which is not a bad consolation prize if you think about it.
Yeah, it's not. But the only thing, I don't want them trading up because they don't have that second round pick,
Right? I'm
and
with
it's probably going to cost them a third.
you. A
And
third.
yeah, they might want a third to trade all the way up to 5.
I think it would have to be this year's 10 and next year's first to get up there. I would think. Right? It would have to be. I would.
Yeah, yeah, it might. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really plan on them doing that. That would be crazy if they do. I have a
Ooh,
feeling that they're going to stay at 10. I really do, personally.
really?
But what I do like, I mean, going to staying at 10 is not bad
Hmm.
because they don't necessarily have to go offensive line at 10. They don't necessarily have to go wide receiver at 10. They
Right.
do have options.
That's 100% right. We do have options. And with that being said, now with the acquisition of Mike Williams, and you get, let's say, an offensive power player at 10, look at this here. Now, the AFC East offenses, you have, if healthy, we can compete with the best of them. Look, we got Buffalo. Buffalo is still stacked. Josh Allen, James Cook. They they signed Curtis Samuel, who I think is a under the radar kind of signing. He's always been very productive. I believe he played for the Panthers and
Yep.
now with the Commanders. The
Still have
Dolphins.
Stephon Diggs, too.
Oh, you're right. That's
But who
right.
knows? Every year he wants out, and he's always put out these cryptic text messages and tweets and everything else. So who
A
knows?
100%. Then you got the Dolphins again. I was not giving them any respect at the beginning of the year. I was like, it's the Dolphins. I don't see much with them, but again, they turned a lot of heads.
They
They
did.
did pretty well. The team that is the sleeper, the team that is, it seems like they're going to be rebuilding for quite a bit, but you can never sleep on until you kind of slay the giant. It's the Patriots. I mean, their quarterback is Jacoby Brissett. He's coming to old stomping grounds. That's where he started
Yep.
his career, but they don't really have much else. They don't at all.
No, they don't. And you got a first-time head coach.
Right.
So I haven't actually looked into their coaching tree yet. So I'm not even sure their offensive and defensive coordinator. But
Right.
yeah, no, they don't scare me. I think that's like the one. They're the old Jets,
Right.
you know. So I'm not too worried about Buffalo because they seem to be going through like a weird period. Um, the Dolphins, they do still scare me a little bit. I mean, you can't deny the talent that they have,
Oof. And on
but
defense too.
yeah, on defense as well. But I really think that this could be the year. The division is wide open.
Wide
The New
open.
York Jets, they play the Buffalo Bills hard every year. They play the Dolphins hard every year, even though
Mhm.
we did lose 31-0. So
Yeah, but we had no quarterback. We had somebody, working at Marshalls, and we're like, "Yo, you want to play quarterback?" And the Jets like, "Go ahead, just sign on
sure,
the
man.
dotted line." It was the only, again, horrible memories, but only the Jets, right, on a Friday, memorable, throwing it into the end zone, halftime. I'm like, all right, we could
Yeah,
maybe Hail Mary, catch for a touchdown. Anyway, we
Hail
all know
Mary.
what happens. I'm just going to throw that away. It's wide open. We can win this division if you look at it. Healthy offensive line. The O line is stacked, man. I mean, how long have we waited? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We waited such a long time for this to protect the one and only Aaron Rodgers.
he's the biggest factor too. He has to stay healthy.
Look, I'm gonna throw it off right here. Looking at our division, I see us sweeping the Pats.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I'm breaking out of that same old Jets shell. All right, those are our 2 wins. Now, Buffalo, they come here. We've had their number. here at MetLife. So I'm winning that one. At Buffalo, we've had it competitive there, with Mike White there. I mean, with Saleh. But then they blew the doors right off because, again, the defense can only be on the field for so long. The Dolphins, can we finally say, all right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's sweep them. Like I'm looking at the Jets roster right now with that thought process of we can sweep 2 out of these 3 teams. I'm going to say it, Buffalo. I'm going to say it. I could see the Jets because we match up so well against them. And Deion Dawkins, he lit an enormous fire under this roster. All of them across the board. And even Quinnen, even though he didn't badmouth Quinnen is also like, shoot, whoa, hold on a second. I don't like you. I don't like you either, Deion. You're going down. Like I'm going straight for Josh Allen's legs. And that's why I see them. Like I want to see Buffalo in the playoffs. Call me crazy. I want to see them. Why? Because I see the Jets having a home game, especially as the AFC East division winners. We stay healthy. Again, God forbid something happens, injuries happen, all bets are off. Things have to, again, the coaches have to coach. And to me, it is a strong possibility that we could sweep 2 out of these 3 teams and split with Miami.
I want to agree with you. And it sounds really good. I don't know, man. I mean, they're still a good team, but they do seem to be on the downward. I do feel that their window is closed, truthfully. Just there's a lot of guys that are leaving. There's Stephon Diggs seems very unhappy every year.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of turmoil.
I'm not ruling it out. I can't rule it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, a home playoff game, Dan. This is a foreign language that you're speaking to me now.
Right.
This is crazy, But I think that they have a better chance at sweeping the Bills than the Dolphins. I think that they're going to end up splitting with the Dolphins, if anything. They play the Bills hard every year. Like you said, Patriots are pretty much a non-factor. The Dolphins, besides the Jets, they seem to have the most talent in the division.
They do. Exactly. That's why, to me, I can't diminish the Aaron Rodgers factor. If you have him comfortable and healthy and protected, you can absolutely he can have his 3 touchdowns a game average. That's what I'm looking for as well. An average of 2 to 3 touchdowns a game, and Breece Hall going off. Like I can anticipate Breece Hall having 1,200 yards rushing this year with the offensive line that we have, and also with the arsenal that we might get at 10. And that's where I want to kind of jump into right now.
Okay.
We have a choice of offensive tackle, right? Because we don't know Tyron Smith, how he's going to be this year. If he's going to be a Jet in 2025, we don't know. We have to prepare, right? As if he's not. Let's say if Fuaga is there, do we take him? Let's say if we have the choice of Fuaga or Dunze or Brock Bowers, who do we go? I go Brock Bowers because this is an all-in year. I don't want to think about next year. Next year is that to me seems like 10 years away from now. That's how I look at 2025. It seems as if it's 2035 and it's a done deal. This is a year where, I mean, all bets are off, man. This is where not only Jet fans know this, but all the other 31 teams know this very well. The Jets are not playing around anymore. And judging by these free agent signings, which I'm going to pull up in just a second, Joe Douglas isn't done. He's not done. And that's why I'm expecting Clowney to be signed as well. And Clowney would be a very big signing as well. 9.5 sacks last year. 5.5 shy of 10 of what's his name again? I forgot his name again. The guy that signed in Philadelphia. What's his name again?
Bryce Huff.
Yeah.
That guy.
Him. Nah, but he's a cool dude because again, we groomed him, did everything that we could, and then we let him go. Great job, Jets. But anyway, he's gone, which means we have extra money here where we could spend. We could throw it on Clowney. We will not miss a beat at all with Clowney. He's going to give you his 9.5, 11, 12 sacks.
Well,
With this defense?
Yeah. Getting back to the draft real quick. And like I feel like I've been saying this every stream. I love Brock Bowers. I love the talent. I love the prospect. I love everything about him.
Mm-hmm.
My only fear is you have Tyron Smith that has not stayed healthy, of Elijah Vera Tucker coming off of an injury.
Right.
Yeah, injuries are going to happen, especially with the offensive line. You just don't want it to be mid to late November, early December, or Jets are gearing up for their first playoff appearance, and one of these offensive linemen go down. Next thing you know, we're seeing Billy Turner out there again. So there's a part of me that feels like 10 has to be an offensive lineman, no matter what. But at pick number 10, you want an instant contributor. You want somebody to start week 1 to fill right in. Right now, it looks like the offensive line is set. So I can see a skill position player going at the same time. But I just feel like every year we see the offensive line diminish really bad, to the point where we're playing these guys that, I mean, I could go out there and start. You said you got these guys from Kohl's that are, ex-security guards. Hey, you want to you weigh 300 pounds. I see you at the McDonald's drive-thru every day. You want to come play offensive tackle? Sure. So at the same time, it's like you don't want that, which that's what scares me the most. It really does. Like, I can't bank on the Jets offensive line specifically staying healthy this year. You got Garrett Wilson, you got Mike Williams now. So the skill position, I'm not saying it's set, but it's a lot better than it was last year. And then you want to go Bowers at 10, but you also, like, the skill position, like, it's a lot better. Like I said, it's a lot better than it was. And then you have Conklin, you have Ruckert, you have Kenny Yeboah, who I don't think is going to be a big factor, but you do have those guys at the same time. The biggest concern outside of Aaron Rodgers staying healthy is the offensive line staying healthy. And obviously, God forbid you have Brees getting another injury, or Garrett, something like that. Don't even want to say that, knock on wood. Wood.
You woke up very negative today.
It's not that I woke up negative.
Very negative.
I'm still not over the trauma that I saw last year after everything I was promised.
Liam.
That's what
this is not Liam. This is not Liam. This is okay. Good. We got you smiling. All right, you're back. Very good.
I'm just saying that's my biggest concern. I just don't want to see another injury at the offensive line, and we're screwed. My biggest fear is that we don't have quality depth. Right. That's all I'm saying. We got the quality backup quarterback at it, but every quarterback throws the same on their back, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, it's true. I agree. You bring up a great argument. I'm not going to say that doesn't have a legitimate backing, and you're 100% right. I'm very big on the offensive line. And again, you know what? I'm going to take that same approach that you have with Bowers. If the Jets do get an offensive tackle, I will not be upset. I won't be like, oh, come on, man. No, I'll be like, all right, you know what? I get it. God forbid, like you said, that scenario, something happens with one of the 5, shoot. But with that being said, what are we giving Aaron Rodgers that he's been clamoring for ever since he was in Green Bay? In Green Bay, he wanted playmakers. He wanted players in his artillery, and they wouldn't give it to him. They wouldn't. Here, we're giving him Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Mike Williams, and maybe Brock Bowers or Odunze or Neighbors. And now offensive line, we can re-sign Connor McGovern as a backup center, and he also plays guard. You have him. You could also sign, I'm saying vet minimum. I'm not saying break the bank or whatever you have left. Bakhtiari. If he passes his physical, you stash him. Stash him there. Now you have your offensive line, and you also have depth, quality players. And also, let's not forget about Carter Warren. He played pretty well. I mean, last year in limited time. Then you got the clot, Max Mitchell.
Jesus.
Which, again, it's his 3rd year. He has 2 years under his belt. By all means, I'm cool. So there could be a plan in place as well, where the Jets are looking at it in the same way that you are, Liam, but at the same time, they're looking, all right, how do we help this 42-year-old get rid of the ball as quick as possible? Maybe it is a 3-step drop, boom, 5-step drop, zip, quick. Let the playmakers do what they get paid to do. Because I don't look at it as Rodgers being in the pocket for, let's say, 5 seconds, 3 seconds. I see this, which I know fans have done last year. Look at the highlights when he won the most valuable player in those 2 years with Nathaniel Hackett, who, again, the offense coordinator, I cannot stand, but coupled with Rodgers, they were quick 3-step drops and the ball is out. And I'm not talking about like 5 yards, 6 yards. Dude, he's throwing bombs, man.
Yeah.
And yes, he didn't have playmakers. He made it work because that's what a Hall of Fame quarterback does, right? Doesn't matter what he has around him. He tries his best. He does what he needed to do. And when he was finally given that opportunity to have people around him, the right group, he won a Super Bowl. A Super Bowl in which he should have played us in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But we choked against the Steelers.
Well, not only that, he's not the last time that he was in and won the Super Bowl, the one and only time. Look at that defense too. I mean, he had Clay Matthews, he had playmakers all over the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not done yet. And I think the running back position it's still not solidified just as yet, backup wise. Obviously, Breece Hall is our guy. Again, Kareem Hunt can come by, or we might draft one. You never know, or a draft day trade.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't mind a free agent.
I don't either. I just think of a lot of things. I'm like, is Alvin Kamara a possibility? Is he a possibility where the Saints, yes, they do want to win. Maybe they can't afford him. I'm not saying that the Jets would have to restructure a lot of deals here. Quinnen Williams. Which they're willing to do. And it seems like everyone's all in. The players that experienced last year. What last year? That debacle, that shoot.
They don't want to go through that again.
They don't want to go through it, Liam. They do not. That's why you see CJ Mosley restructuring all these other players saying, you know what? I'll bite it. Fuck it. Excuse me. I'll do it.
No, you're right.
I'll do what I need to do as long as we win.
But I definitely do think that they need that. I mean, you have the young guy, the condom, as you call him.
Yes.
Your young playmaker. You have Breece the Beast. Yeah, I'm in a condom. But yeah, I mean, like I'm looking at Kareem Hunt. I like him a lot. So that'd probably be my guy.
You brought up a great point when we were off air, right? While your computer was rebooting for like 9 times.
It still is. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm using my phone right now. I hate this. I can't see any comments or anything. I'm just a guest on my own show right now. I am.
That's right.
Dan had to invite me in as a guest.
Well, you brought up a great point. You said, all right, we got Mike Williams. It's awesome. We got Tyron Smith. Phenomenal. What are they going to do with the turf? Because that is major. Like if people have to, Woody Johnson, more than anyone, wrap your head of what happened last year with Aaron. Change it. This is the time. Go straight up grass. That's what Aaron Rodgers was used to at Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Grass. Do it. Like it doesn't take much. You don't need a committee. What you have to like ask the Giants, for permission. I'm sure that they'll acquiesce and say, yeah, you know what? I think it's time. I think it is time. And we're living in the year 2024. You could make grass look so awesome. Paint it. Do whatever you need to do. And they'll see the injuries diminish, man. And that will help us out so much more. Look at Arrowhead. Arrowhead is what? It's grass, right?
I believe so.
I haven't seen a lot of players twist their ankle pop their knees. Not at all. Come on, man. I mean, yes. And Luca, welcome to the show, brother. It's about time. Shoot.
Yeah,
They
thanks
are
for finally joining us.
finally. We love you, man. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, if it's the Giants and Woody's like, look, let's go 50-50 on this. And Mara says no. Isn't this the year where we could say, okay, you know what? We're not renewing.
2026 is when they're out.
20, sure. You could hold them leverage. That's what the name of the game is. You leverage. You say, look, if you don't put 50-50 or shoot 30-70, ante up.
Yeah. Not only that.
Oh.
I mean, there's got to be a grounds crew that switches from Jets to Giants every week. So you put those two grounds crew together. If it's not like one grounds crew, which it might be, I'm not sure. You could probably have a real kick-ass grounds crew too. They could probably make that grass look really nice.
How many bags of Easy Patch would you have to put on there? And like in 1 week, you're getting like a Bermuda grass.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, Casey has that. I gotcha.
I know that there's some teams there's certain stadiums that it's like half grass, half turf. That's becoming a thing.
Yeah, that's fine. But what the Jets have, it's obviously not working. So let's change that up. Go full grass. I mean, a full go, because I do not want to see those kind of injuries anymore. Dude, man, this is going to be, I know we say it every year. Oh, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. Last year, what were our splash signings? Think about it. What was it? Lazard? That's it. But what else? I mean, you have a better memory than I do.
At the time,
Cook later on, and we had to pull teeth on that one. He's coming in, he's checking out our facility, laughing it up, and then he doesn't make a decision. And then he finally does 3 weeks later. The season's about to start. Right now, it seems like there's going to be a nice cohesion with our offensive line, our wide receivers. And again, make no mistake, just keep this in mind, Jets fans, that Mike Williams will not be ready for minicamp. He's still rehabbing that knee.
He injured it week 3 against the Vikings, I believe it was.
Right.
And it's just no easy injury to come back for. But like you were talking about the splash free agent signings last year, and that was that was like one of my concerns about like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there was plenty of guys that didn't want to come play here. It seemed like it was really just his buddies that had already played with him.
Right.
So it's nice that we are getting guys from other teams that don't have any experience working with Aaron Rodgers so far. So that is a good thing. We are treading in the right direction. But like you said, I don't think he'll be ready for minicamp. I'm sure he'll be ready for week 1. That's almost a full year. But coming off of an ACL, I mean, the general consensus, and we had the same concerns with Breece Hall last year, that they're not going to be 100% the same player that they were before they tore it. And sometimes it takes that full year to really heal it. It takes one full season to get back into playing shape for 2025. And that could be the situation that they're in. He is still, I mean, he's not old. I'm not going to, he's not 69 years old, but he's, it's going to be interesting because he does have an injury history. So,
but what gives me confidence, to be honest, what gave me that like push to say, you know what, even though he's injured, and if the Jets sign him, I'll be in a good place. The fact that the Chargers, the team that he came from, were still interested in re-signing him, like that to me speaks volumes, because they were again, any medical team is better than the Jets, right? And I could assume that the Los Angeles Chargers, their physicians, their therapists, they know a lot more than what the Jets are all about. And for them to go out of their way and say, look, when you're done with the Jets, you're done with Pittsburgh, please don't go to Carolina. Just from Pennsylvania, just fly all the way back west, and we have a contract already for you. That to me was like, wow. So they see his progression. They see his work ethic. He's not lazy. He wants to come back because, I mean, he was tearing it up the year before. Yes, he had 800 yards. The year before, over 1,000. But there's certain
I would look
games
it up
where
on my phone, but I'd have to leave the chat.
no,
So
don't do that. Don't do that. But
I
that's
can't.
the thing, right? Like there are certain games that he played. I think it was against the Chiefs where he had 10 receptions,
Mhm.
and it was it was quarter 1 through 3. So he has that ability to take the pressure off of Garrett Wilson because that's exactly what he was doing in Los Angeles, taking
For
the
Keenan
pressure off
Allen.
of Keenan Allen. Absolutely. Now,
I want to throw a quick name at you real quick
yeah,
while we're on this topic.
sure.
Austin Eckler at running back.
No, he signed somewhere else.
Did he?
He did. Yeah, Armand would know. Armand, where did he sign? Where did he sign? He signed somewhere else.
Oh,
I
sorry.
I would have been great. You know.
Yeah, I would have taken that.
The fan base is pumped. Eric, 100%,
Hello,
man.
Eric.
We are going to be awesome. If we're a run first team, we're going to win. Yes. So I'm with you, Eric, on that. And I think that might have to be the philosophy, right? But at the same time, not being scared. See, that's one thing I want to see about the Jets offense. Don't be fearful. If at one point of the season, Eckler signed with Washington.
Okay.
At one point in the season, maybe 5 games, 6 games, Aaron has to throw, maybe over 30 passes or 40 passes. That's why
the greatest passers of the ball, man.
He has that protection by all means. But I'm all for what Eric is saying. It's run first. Let's see what we're at. Let's check it out. Let's feel the game. Pace management. Exactly. You see, you don't have to go all out unless the team sucks. I'm going to bring something up. The Jets always play to their level of competition, and that is so frustrating to me. Every single time we play against top tier teams, the Chiefs, Super Bowl bound champions, neck and neck.
The Eagles?
Eagles, another team.
The Bills?
We beat them.
Yes, we did.
Name me some teams that we lost against.
The Falcons. Yeah, so for whatever reason, I don't know why. Little funny story about the Falcons. I was going through my old photos today, and for whatever reason, I took a picture of the final score. It was 13-8, and I almost threw up my lunch.
You're not the worst. I do that a lot.
Throw up your lunch?
Yeah, because I want to get skinny.
Well, you're looking great. You're doing a great job at it, buddy.
Man. I appreciate it. I'm talking about the Raiders.
The Raiders,
the Falcons,
the Chargers.
Falcons.
I mean, they almost lost to Tyrod Taylor. I almost said Danny DeVito, Mike DeVito.
Yeah, you're close.
And the Giants, and they almost had, and they had negative passing yards, and they almost lost the game.
There was again, that's what I don't understand, right? That game was a little bit. I was at the crossroads, right? We just beat Philly. We had our bye week, and then we played the Giants. I hate the Giants, right? I want to tell you a little story. I hate the Giants more than the Patriots. I hate the Giants more than the Dolphins. I hate the Giants in general. A lot of people are like, oh my God, why you don't hate the Pats more than the Giants? Yeah, because when the Pats win a Super Bowl, we're 300 miles up north. I don't see their fans anywhere. The Giant fans, they all telling me about their 4 Super Bowls. All right, that's great. We share a stadium, so don't get so excited. We're in New York and we play in Jersey, so simmer down. And I can't. So that game when we won, even though it was it was one of those, no, all right. But then it was climactic because Zach Wilson came in there, that final drive, zip, zoop. Whoa, this is our guy. Season's alive.
Yep.
And then we played against the Chargers on Monday night. We laid an egg, 27-6. Let's get back on track. Let's win the next one against the Raiders. throws this.
Nope.
Number 2 throws an interception. Yeah, guys, his time is done here. Buffalo, they got us good. 32-6. Now we're at the point of the season where we're like, if you're a Jet fan, like a seasoned Jet fan, when you're at this point, you're out of the playoffs, you're thinking April. And that's how I am. It's not that I hate the Jets. You're looking for the betterment of the team. And you're like, all right, if we continue to lose, at least we'll have a top 3 pick. We might get Marvin Harrison. We might get Joe Alt. And then we start beating teams like Houston, Washington. Freaking Greg Zuerlein decides to hit a 90-yard field goal, and he makes it right through the uprights. And then Cleveland, we lose, rightfully so. And then at Foxborough, I know we defer on this, but Belichick left the stadium laughing his balls off. I know we don't normally curse on this show because there's a lot more words in the dictionary that we could use for our vernacular. But shit, man, like he even beat us on the way out, man. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
he's looking at us. You idiots.
You saw his, like, the playbook was like the tankathon list. He's just looking at that and he's like, oh man, God, these guys think that they're really gonna win, but dang, man. I mean, it did feel good beating them.
Yes,
it did.
I mean, like, of course, I want the better for the team,
right?
But it felt good. It felt, just watching him looking miserable. I mean, he had that puss on his face that he always does.
Right.
He had that, and then like just watching like his hood just covered in snow going all over his neck.
Right.
You know, he had goosebumps. Like he had to be freezing. That's what made me feel good.
You know what would have made me feel really good? If after the game, like Saleh would go right out to him and instead of giving him a handshake, he'd give him like a stone cold stunner, like right there. Enjoy retirement, mother.
Just dump his hood onto his head.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Bye. Just kick him out. Right, old man. Nah, but it is what it is. We won. We're 1-0 in the year already. Yeah. And that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm cool with it. It's what do we do now? Like, that's my big thing right now. What do we do at this point? And, you start looking at the acquisitions that we have that I have on the board for the past 90 minutes. Tyron Smith, Mike Williams, huge additions. Morgan Moses, who we should have never let go ever, but he's back. Beautiful. He solidifies our right tackle position. And what I love about solidifying both tackles here is that you leave AVT in his natural position of guard. Like, don't move him around. Just keep him there, right where he is. You got John Simpson on the other side. Kinlaw, I'm okay with. I would have liked Al Woods back.
He's familiar with Saleh.
Yeah.
That's why.
I guess so. I mean, the whole Solomon Thomas thing, but it is what
he
it
back?
is. Yeah, he's back. He's back.
He is, right? Yeah.
Yes. He's a good man. Good man award.
Good man.
Good guy. Well, you know what? I think we're going to be wrapping this up. I just wanted to give a big shout out to all you guys. All you guys are watching right now. Again, Tuesday night, almost 10 o'clock. I want to just thank you again. If you can, just hit that subscribe button. It really helps out so much with our algorithm. But with that being said, tune in on Thursday night. We're going to have Tyson from Let's Talk Jets. To me, it is the best podcast out there. I mean, I've been listening to them even before they had their own podcast here. It was, you call in and you hear like this lady sing, "Welcome to the show."
We should start doing that when we bring a guest on. Dan has to say that.
Welcome. So I can't wait. And again, Thursday night is going to be very special because not only are we going to have Tyson on, but we're also going to be speaking about mental health awareness for our veterans. I'm going to share a special story from my end as well that really hits home, obviously, because I'm going to be telling the story. And it's about our veterans. All kidding aside, it's about the guys that protect this country. So it's a special show on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Please, guys, Join in. If you know any veterans or if you're a veteran yourself, we're going to post the link. We would love to talk to you. We would love to pick your brain just to talk and just, whatever we can do to help, by all means. We just want to say thank you to all of you guys that, served or continue to serve. Maybe you're watching, across country, out in other countries, just serving and helping us out. We thank you so much for that. So we'll definitely see you guys
100%.
on Thursday, okay? Have a great one, Liam.
You too, man. I will have my laptop up and running early so we don't have to do this from my iPhone anymore.
No worries.
It's been
Everybody.
a pleasure.
Woo! Thank you, guys. Have a great night.